Mayoral candidates come forward.
Just as a point of clarification going forward for the question and answer period, we are going to be timing it, and each one of the candidates will have 90 seconds to address the issue. And we will have 10 minutes for the mayoral candidates and then 20 minutes by city for each of the councils.
All right, moving on to part two of our three-part candidate forum tonight. We have Jillian, Hendrickson, and Peterson, who are our two candidates for Albertville Mayor. They are up here and ready to go, so we will begin with 5-minute introductions, and we'll let ladies go first.
Jillian, Hendrickson, and I just want to thank Women of Today for hosting this event with the patch. I've enjoyed living in Albertville for the last 7 years. I'm married to Brian Hendrickson, and we live on the west side of town. We're excited to announce we're having a baby in February, and we plan on raising our family here in Albertville. A mile away, my sister and brother-in-law live with my 3 nieces, and all of us are members at St. Albert's Parish. I work for Eli Lilly and Company, and I educate healthcare professionals on mental health issues and men's health. My background in education is an international business major with a minor in communication and leadership. I obtained that at St. Norbert College in De Pere, Wisconsin. I have my master's in business administration, which I achieved at St. Paul State University in 2009. I also have 2 years where I studied the Army ROTC Leadership Program. Some of my qualifications are that I'm a 2-year member of the Albertville City Council. I've sat on the Fire Committee, Parks Board, FYCC, which is Community Youth Events, and recently was asked to be put on the Personnel Committee after I think revamping was needed. Some changes I made was I worked with the lawyer to restructure our administrator's contract to allow more flexibility for future councils and to not hold them accountable. The also thing I worked on was the admin performance review. It was where the administrator created their own review. Now it's a personnel works with the admin to set the standards of incentives. And they can be put in place, things can be put in place for exemplary work such as economic development. Another committee I sit on is the city website, which I initiated that our interim admin worked to improve the website at a low cost. It was approved by council and our website went live on Friday. I'm also a member of Women of Today, which I haven't had a ton of time to do lately, but it's a great group. I'm also a board member of the Cornerstone Women's Center, opening soon in our community. I've served as an elected parish council representative for 2 years at my previous Catholic parish, and I was an appointed member of the MBA Student Affairs Board at SCSU. My 3 top issues are commercial development and sustainment, the levies and city financial responsibility, and then city services. First, commercial development. Communication has been improved between staff and businesses with the city, so the city can be a more active player at the table with timely response, and the goals are aligned better with future development, and our website will help hopefully with the marketing as well. Freeway project, I've been a big supporter of that, and I will work to secure funding for phase 2. This freeway project will reduce traffic congestion and accidents, hopefully, and increase economic development in underdeveloped land behind the Outlet Mall and also throughout the entire city. I have some commercial endorsements such as Darkenwald, Infit, Center Cut Meats, Lowinger Electric, and the Junimore Hair Salon, and a lot of other verbal support from business owners. Secondly, the levies and city's financial responsibility is important to me. The 2012 budget was presented at 6.44%. We worked to get it to 4.5%, and now it's at a 2% levy increase, which is very difficult still, but the concrete vote will be on December 3rd. I was the only council member to meet with staff outside of regularly scheduled meetings to work on ways to reduce the levy while still maintaining essential services. A lot of my ideas were worked on by staff and implemented by council. I feel that for the future, it's looking forward to set future councils up for success is very important. Being future forward thinking about sewer and water changes, hockey that we need, a new ramp, debt services that are coming in the future, setting ourselves up for success so that taxpayers don't see huge levies or levies at all in the future. In these tough economic times, I will make spending decisions by listening to the community and making sound conservative decisions. Lastly, city services, very important. I support the school systems, safety with the fire and then the police contract with Wright County, and maintaining these strong services are very important to keeping Albertville a friendly place to live. So in conclusion, the demographics of Albertville today show a large percentage of our population to be young, growing families, which I represent. But as mayor, I will provide leadership to the council by representing the best interests of the entire Albertville community, both young and old. I believe the job of an elected official is to be in tune with community's needs, and I look forward to listening. I will work to bring new business to our city and to minimize financial burden to taxpayers while maintaining an excellent standard of service for our residents and businesses. I ask for your vote to help make Albertville a thriving community, one that is friendly and safe for us to raise our families. Thank you.
Thank you, Jillian. Don, you want to use the podium?
Yeah, sure. I just want to give, let's give the women of today in Patch a hand of applause for doing great community service, what they do for us. And, you know, 6 years ago we never saw this, and it's a great way for us candidates to come out and talk to you all. And I just want to thank the audience for taking time to listen to the candidates for office. It's very important that you guys are all involved in what's going on in our community, because a lot of times you don't get that chance. You know, you got to read the paper or Patch, but you should know your candidate. My background includes being the mayor of Albertville for 4 years. I was your mayor. We built a city hall, a public works maintenance facility, and a major expansion of our water and wastewater treatment plant that's going to handle our growth for the rest of our city. We will not ever have to build another one. Regarding the transportation is a huge issue in this city. It always has been. And we expanded County Road 19 from a 2-lane to a 4-lane while I was mayor, along with many other road improvements. I was involved early on with the current I-94 project. I started that. I traveled to Washington, D.C., met with senators and representatives, seeking funding. And we collaborated with the neighboring cities and county board. And with the collaborating neighboring cities involved, we developed a layout. Currently, it's under construction, as you see today, when you're probably going back and forth. I was involved in planning many residential and commercial developments, ensuring that they were well planned. And hopefully you see that all out there today. I am running for mayor for many reasons. Let's start out with the biggest. It's the current decision among the council. And a lot of you might be up here for that reason. I will bring leadership back to this council. As a council, we always won't agree on everything, but we need to work together. This is not Washington, D.C. This is Albertville, a friendly city. Excuse me. The second major is the next phase of I-94. Going east, right? The west one's going on right now. I have experienced and led the council on that journey. Trust me, it's not going to be easy. It's going to keep on working with the neighboring cities, the fire department, and the sheriff's department to keep our cities safe and our children safe. Another thing I want to mention, I was very upset with the firing of Larry, our previous city administrator. The city council gave him a great review in December, and a few months later, the 3 of the council members terminated him, which cost the city $100,000, over $100,000, which you're all getting taxed for to this day. The city should not operate this way. The city of Albertville does not operate this way. The city, the people of Albertville do not operate this way. We are a friendly city. We give the guy a legitimate chance, and I have the experience, and I know city administrators get complaints all the time, but you got to always remember the council passes the ordinances, the city administrator enforces them. Never forget that. If there's an ordinance that you don't like out there, you come to us or come to the council, and if we need to change it, we'll change it. But the city administrator, even the new ones going forward 10 years from now and everything, they just enforce what we passed. And never forget that. In closing, my past mayoral experience and my military leadership in the Gulf War is what will make me a strong mayor that brings people together rather than divides people. I will strive to keep our small town feel and yet be a progressive, bringing new jobs and development to Albertville. I will bring honesty, integrity, and leadership back to Albertville. Again, my name is Don Peterson. I'm asking for your vote on November 6th. Thank you.
Here we go. All right, thanks to both of you for introducing yourself. We will open the question and answer session. A reminder that candidates will have 90 seconds to respond to any questions. Again, this is a nonpartisan position, so we are not asking candidates if they lean one way or another politically. We will ask you to keep the questions general and directed at each candidate. And with that, we'll open up the floor. And again, feel free to give your name and city of residence.
Hi, Rick O'Brien, Albertville. Both of you are employed full-time?
Yeah.
How do you plan on balancing your full-time employment with duties of mayor?
All right, we'll let Don go first.
Well, I'm employed full-time, and I did it for 4 years, and, you know, let's keep it simple. It's, 2 meetings a month, and then you got your water treatment facility that you have to go to, and then hockey thing. But I did it. It's late nights, but, the pay's not great, let's face it. But you have to do it. Somebody has to do it. It's not a full-time job by no means, but it's like working an extra job, and, if you love the city enough like I do, you do it. Work till midnight sometimes, as a council or a mayor, get phone calls, and you just have to do it. And I love the city so much, I'm willing to do it. Again, come back to do it.
Thank you. Thanks for your question. I am a sales representative for Eli Lilly, and my territory is in the Albertville area, is kind of where I reside a lot, and I work from home. So it allows me some extra times during the day to be able to review paperwork and make my phone call questions to the council. And I think the biggest thing that's the most important for a council member is that they do their due diligence when they get their packets. They send them to us on a Thursday, and we have from Thursday to Monday to kind of review the information and ask the questions. So there is plenty of time for us to kind of look over the information that's presented to us. And actually, I have to say I very much enjoy working for the city as a council member and receiving the phone calls I do from business owners and stuff. So it's kind of a fun thing outside of getting the door slammed in your face some days as a salesperson. So I'm not too concerned about the time commitment. Thanks.
Thanks, Jillian. Don had one more point he wanted to add.
Rick, you asked me about working a job, full-time job, and being mayor and everything. And it's, when I first started as mayor, Linda was our city administrator. I don't know if anybody remembers that and everything, and then we hired Larry. It's very, very important, I can't tell you how much, that we have a very strong city administrator running the city. Because otherwise, the mayor is going to have a nervous breakdown. It will, I guarantee it. From experience, it's true. We need to have a strong city administrator that runs our city while we're at work or doing whatever we're doing. Because he has to run the staff, you know, and he has to make the agendas coming up and everything, and it's our job to approve everything moving forward. But he runs the staff, he's running like a little small company, if you say. But it's very important that we have a really strong city administrator. Otherwise, any mayor, I don't care who it is, he's going to have a nervous breakdown, they're going to have a nervous breakdown. That's the way it works.
One more point, Jillian.
I just wanted to add to, being the last 2 years, we've had some changes. We've just hired a city clerk and other people at staff, their public works director, and all of the staff is very, very good at what they do, and it makes our job a lot easier when we have the staff set in place to do the major work. So, just want to shout out to the staff.
All right. Next question.
Come on.
That's kind of why I let you guys do your follow-up points, since there wasn't a big clamoring for the first question.
This is where it's going.
Here we go.
It's muted. My sister is...
I got an answer for your last question.
Thank you. Go ahead and add to that one, actually. But my sister is opening a store in the Albertville outlets. So when I heard the gentleman running for the school board or re-elect, it made me a little nervous that he was talking about redistributing, gaining funds out of taxing the businesses, because those are the folks that employ a lot of people. So, go ahead and comment on that piece with what I was just pointing out.
Distribution of commercial tax funds is what you're talking about?
Yeah, but more specifically, my question now I'm going to get to for them is, when she was in the early part of getting that business going, I understand the inspector for Albertville is out, and so now we're sharing with St. Michael. Is that going to be kind of the permanent agenda, or are you getting someone else to replace the person who left?
So, okay. Do you guys understand the question? Okay, Jillian?
Being that our past building official took a full-time job, he was at 80%, he took a full-time job with the city of Minneapolis. We did part-time contract with St. Michael with Paul, and actually Paul's workload was less than full-time, and so we have made a contract with the city of St. Michael, and it's a yearly contract, so if things don't go well within the first year, it'll be revisited. But right now, he, on his truck, he's got St. Michael and Albertville, and just the capacity of inspections, it made sense for us to work together as communities to save some taxpayer dollars. And in regards to future levies, the council has done a really good job of making sure that when we're looking at it, we not only look at different levels of home prices, but we also look at different levels of businesses. So we really do see good examples of how a tax is going to affect the businesses, and I think that keeps our eyes open to making sure that what we do is we work to keep the essential services strong, but in this economy that we don't spend excess money, and that's kind of what we're doing. And with bringing a city administrator combination role like St. Michael and then the building official partnership, we're actually saving the city probably about $60,000 to $80,000 a year. So hopefully in the future the taxes, everybody pays taxes. Hopefully they stay down. That's my goal, I guess.
Well, let's bring up about the sharing of roles and everything like that and what's going on. My opponent here is saying that, they fired Larry, now they brought in the engineer, Adam, which I would break bread with him and his whole family in my house in a second. He's a great engineer. But a year ago, she voted that we needed one engineer here. And now we need only one engineer and one city administrator. You don't think for the second of your life that we're not going to have to start outsourcing when development comes into the city? You know what outsourcing costs us the city to hire those engineers? It's going to cost us a fortune. I did it. We did it. That's why they voted to hire Adam as one engineer. And now they combined it two engineer and a city administrator. And I keep on going back to this, that they're not saving you any money at all. In the long run, they're going to cost us money. It's going to happen. It's just, they're doing the two-step. They all are, the three of them. It's just, you gotta, just think about it. We had that problem before, and we had to have a good city administrator. We have to have a good another one for the second phase, and the development's going to come back into this community once those ramps are done. We own all that, most of that land behind the mall, right? And we're going to have a good engineer that's going to develop that. And all that freeway ramp going on. He can't do both jobs. And I have nothing against Adam. I don't know if he's in here or not. I got nothing against him. But there's no way in heck that he can run both positions. And you can ask all past mayors or anybody. I've been here for a long time. I grew up in this community. It's not going to happen. All right? It's not going to work. It's going to cost us a lot of money down the road if we don't fix it now.
Thank you, Don. We'll take one more question.
Yeah, my name is John Vetch, Permanent Council. I was part of the decision to move the administrator, and for reasons I did not give him a good review. And it said in this contract, if the council is unhappy, you take your severance pay and leave. And we were not the only people that had let him go. He was fired twice before. You might ask
John, do you have a question for the candidates? I'll let you address that when you're up here for your forum. But
Yeah. I'll ask you, Johnny, why did you come and speak in front of these people? You're not even on the list. But you want to sit up here and speak right now. Why didn't you get on this forum and speak in front of us?
Do you have a question for the mayor candidate?
I just want to say, if you think that the engineer is going to just do all this,
What's your question, Johnny?
do you think he cannot handle that and not maybe?
I just said he couldn't handle it.
And do you have that past experience?
Did you guys interview him at all on the city council? Did you guys, anybody interview that guy? No one interviewed him. No one interviewed him on the council. The three decided on it. And Johnny Vetch, I'm going to ask you right now why you're not on the forum to come up here and speak later on here during the day or night. Well, you're not one on the list when I had it, but I mean, Johnny, no one interviewed, you got to remember guys and ladies, no one interviewed him. Not one person. When we hired Larry a long time ago, we interviewed dozens of candidates. Dozens. And did background checks on them and everything. And you know what? There's two guys up there right now that can back me up on that. But you didn't do anything. You pushed this right through, right down the throats because you had 3-2 votes. And that's just ridiculous. We don't operate like this in this town. Maybe you want to operate like this. Maybe she does. I don't know, but I don't want to operate like this. This city does not do that. And I was ashamed of it. I was out of town when it all went down, and I came right soon. I was in Mexico. But I mean, I came right back and, to try to defend Larry. And it was a shame. It cost the city a lot of money.
Jillian, do you have any concern? I think the basic question was, do you have any concern about Adam moving both jobs?
I just have to say, from staff's perspective, and I talk to them a lot because I want to know how they're doing and if they have the workload, if they have it under control. And from what they've shared with me, both our finance director, our interim admin, and Adam, they're very comfortable with the workload. And in the future, if the economy booms and things get crazy, the contract is set up to move Adam back to either to choose a role, but probably move back to engineer. So right now, it's something that the city is comfortable with, and I think that it's a good way to kind of balance the taxpayer dollars. As to future moving outside with contracting with more people right now, from what I've been told, they don't foresee that being a big engineer outsource right now. If that did come into play, then the council would have to make that decision and review financially what the best way to go is. So my question, or my answer is, I don't have concern that Adam can or can't do the job. I think he can. I think he's comfortable with it. He's got a great interim manager who's got many, many years of experience training him in right now. And he's going to be on board for questions if necessary. So I'm just kind of looking forward to being on council with a group of people that work together like Don wants to. So thanks.
Thank you guys for being here tonight, and thank you to our mayoral candidates. And we